The four semi-finalists for the ICC Women's World T20 have been confirmed with a day remaining in the group stage. They are defending champions Australia, England, South Africa and the West Indies. The two spots from Group A were only confirmed today after South Africa beat New Zealand by 5 wickets. However, the semi-final matchups will only be decided after tomorrow's game between the West Indies women and India's women. If the Windies win, then they will top Group B and will play South Africa in the semis, while Australia will face England. However, if India beat the West Indies, then it will be Australia versus the West Indies and England up against South Africa. Barbados are on a roll, winning today's WICB Regional 4-day game against host Jamaica by 245 runs. Barbados declared on their overnight second innings score of 162 for 2, setting Jamaica 382 to win on the final day. The spin twin of Suleiman Ben with 3 for 30 and Ashley Nurse with 3 for 40 was once again at the forefront. Scores: Barbados 423 and 162 for 2 declared, Jamaica 204 for 9 and 136. Meanwhile, at Queen's Park Oval, host Trinidad defeated the CCCs in that fixture. Scores there: Trinidad 451 for 8 declared and 24 without loss. The CCCs 144 and 330. A 1-1 draw at the National Stadium last night meant that Mackinson, Britons Hill and Pride of Gall Hill are still on top in the Digicel BFA Premier League. Daquan Adamson struck first for Gall Hill in the 33rd minute, but it was in the 71st that Elsid Miggins equalized for Britons Hill, leaving both teams on 13 points. Meanwhile, Clayton's Colatonic Notre Dame earned 3 points to move up to 5th position on 7 after defeating Pharmaceutical Plus Cosmos. CBC's Mark Seal reports on that game.
Sitting on 4 points behind Silver Sands, Dames in the blue and white were looking to progress up the table. And Cosmos made way for them in the 8th minute, with Shada Phillips given a yellow card when he brought down Hayden Holligan in the area. It was there that Dames took the lead when Zico Edmi stepped up and took the penalty shot. Dames 1, Cosmos 0. Cosmos were looking to even things up, but the Dames keeper, Kareem Farrell, had some good moments in this game, like this one. The Dames eventually earned a corner kick. John Hawksworth took it. John Nobby Paris ended it. Efficiently simple. Dames 2, Cosmos 0. The guys in yellow could have pulled it back here with Farrell missing in action, but defender Leon Todd had his back and was there to protect the open bars. However, Cosmos did pull one back, a penalty given by the ref when the ball apparently connected Todd's hand. Donovan Levine in the 64th sent it to the back of the nets, but that's all she wrote. Dames 2, Cosmos 1. Mark Seal, CBC Sports.
Thanks, Mark. In last night's other game in the triple header, defending champions Barbados Defence Force Sports Program walked away with a 2-0 win over Paradise. Those goals came from Tariq Highland and Mario Hart. The Queen's College athletics team is still celebrating after defending its boys' title at the just concluded BSAC Championships. The Husband School held a special assembly to honor their victorious boys team and indeed praised the entire athletics team. Principal Dr. David Brown told the packed school hall that they will plan to win the boys title for 5 consecutive years.
A writer, Arnold Toynbee, talked about civilization developing by what he called challenge and response. His argument was that if everything in the world was easy, there would never be any development of society. And societies develop because they have a challenge, and when they respond, they develop. And he said that those societies where things are too easy, and if you can go out and find food and think every day, you will never develop. I believe the same thing applies to sports. We have a challenge, and that challenge now, firstly, is to reach the target of dominating boys' sports for the next 2 years and make it 5. And you girls, I am convinced that if anybody is to overthrow Springer School, it will be Queen's College girls. You got some work to do.
The athletes were then led into the hall by drummers and were warmly greeted by the school students and teachers. Inscribed on their team shirts were the words blood, sweat, tears and heart, the motto of the team. PE teacher Brian Holder then singled out the top athletes, outlining the events they did and points gained. And when that was over, it was celebration time, as the band led the students onto the school field for, well, some fun. Once again, congrats to the Queen's College boys team.